Alright, I'm feeling a little funky today. And I haven't got much choice left in my record collection. There's not too many more like reactable records. I've only got about 4. I think next week I might leave the vote up to my patrons, but I think this week I've decided what we're going to listen to, and it is within the punk realm, which is good because I've reacted to punk on this channel before, but I may be going off track a little bit. I'm going back to 80s Australian punk because I am Australian, and I've reacted to AC/DC, but I would like to react to more Australian music on this channel, just because that's where I'm from. I'm going to react to the birthday party Junkyard from Nick Cave. This is his band before the Bad Seeds. He was in the birthday party. Nick Cave is one of my favorite Australian artists. I really love Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I've not listened to everything by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, but I've listened to a few different albums, like later stuff that's come out in the last 10 years or so. But I haven't listened to anything from the birthday party, and my dad's best friend have talked to me about this album and put it on my radar that they loved it back in the 80s, or they listened to it back in the 80s at least. I think my dad's best friend really liked it, and he's a bit like wacky, that guy. And then my dad knows about it, but I can't even remember if my dad likes it, so... And I hope, if anything, I can maybe introduce some people to a new record, a new album. That would be cool, because I would like to listen to more albums where I'm listening to it for the first time with some of my viewers. That's not just new to me, but it's also new to you, potentially. I feel like I'm throwing myself in the deep end, but I've done that before on the channel, and it's very funny. It came out in 1982. Genre is post-punk, noise rock, punk blues. So yeah, a bit more post-punk here. I don't listen to much noise rock. I think that's the part I'm a little scared about, but we'll see how we go. Okay, 13 songs, 47 minutes, a bit longer. So let's just get into it. Let's just listen. Blast off. I feel a little nervous. I was just like listening to the first 2 seconds to get the volume right, and I don't know about this. Was this the right move? Okay. Blast off! This time, nothing's gonna fall on through. I can hear the cave. These books are broken. A blast off. Weirdly, I like it. I really like the drums. Whoa, wait, maybe I like this. Cool. Whoa. What's going on? I liked it a lot. That's weird. Also, there's something just about like a song that launches you into a record, like the first track. Really cool. It's like, yeah. I really like this too. This is super dreary. I might like Nick's performance on these songs more than I like his later stuff. I think I like him more. He has got a lot of youth here. His guitars are very interesting as well on this track. Really screechy.
A sweet hatchet swing, low sun, feeling mighty
Okay, maybe I said it before on the Gang of Four video, but post-punk is my favorite genre. Like, I just can't go wrong with it.
Every little bit she's hit. Every little bit she's hit. She's hit.
Woo!
And she won't get up. She's hit. She's hit. Goodbye.
Wow. It's literally everything about that song. The drums, like, of course. I love how they come in and out and how, like, loud they are when they do come in. And sometimes they're just, like, completely off beat, which is so cool. This bass that's just stuck the entire time throughout the song as well is really cool. Wow. And then his performance. I gotta pause it. Nick's performance on that song really made it for me. There's something really emotional about it. I really love the song Oh Children by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. It's my favorite song by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. And that actually gave me a little bit of that. It's so crazy to go, 30 years before in his career, I think, at that point? Or maybe more? No, I think about 25 to 30 years before Oh Children, to go back to She's Hit and to, like, hear this longer song, because Oh Children's very long, that builds up to, like, this sort of really emotional point at the end of the track where Nick Cave just really starts just repeats a lot of lines over and over and has a very emotional performance overall in his delivery of the lines. It's what I liked about David Bowie last week as well. It's just, yeah, it's really my style. So interesting to note the guitars. I feel like I want to hear a bit more from the guitars from the rest of this album. Getting little glimpses. I was getting a little bit of a taste of the guitars in that last track, and I was like, oh, I want some more. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, let's listen to Dead Joe. Oh, loud again. Cool. Let's turn it up. It's too quiet. Doesn't sound like Christmas time. Oh, is this literally just about someone dying in a car crash? What did I think of that? I don't know if I liked that. I think I did. What is happening? Dim Locator. Wow, wow, wow. Woo! Super bluesy. Just more noisy. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. just a little overwhelmed. Woo! Don't call me Dad. Alright, I love that track. Wow. Whoa. He sounds so menacing.
Hamlet's fishing in the grave, I'm fishing in the grave, through the custard bones, and stab, and again.
I'm gonna be spent by the end of this album. I'm gonna be exhausted. I'm gonna be tired. I feel like Nick Cave sounds like a lot of English front singers in post-punk bands. I love it because like English frontmen in post-punk bands, like it's my favorite style. Just listen. Okay.
Is this love, some kind of love? Is this love, some kind of love?
I don't know about that.
My stairs, he's coming to my room, he's knocking on my door.
For our no baby face. Bro. These guitars. I think it's too much. I don't know. I think I liked that as well. I didn't like it as much, but... Oh, I actually feel dizzy. Whoa, bro. Alright, listen to Several Sins. Oh my god, I think it's too hot in here. Bro, I don't want to pass out on screen right now. There's been quite a back and forth on this album so far. Between loud and a bit soft, loud and a bit soft, loud and now a bit soft again. It's like they know that it's a lot. Like, let's give you a break. Yeah. So it reminds me more of like the Bad Seeds. Yeah, very like mellow, sneaky track here. I like it. Woo! Oh, I think I liked that one enough to give it a heart. Definitely like the main thing I'm noticing so far from tracks 1 to 6 is this back and forth. Blast Off being a really loud track, obviously, and then you go into a quiet one and then just repeats over and over again through to track 7 here. I don't know, that's probably intentional, but it's cool. I like it because you get this really intense track that like takes a lot of energy out of you. It takes a lot of energy out of me. And then you follow it up with like a more low-key track. So the album is like a lot easier to listen to, in my opinion. So Blast Off and She's Hit and Dim Locator were my favorite tracks so far, but that's not to say that I didn't like the other 3. I actually really liked all 6. It's just those were my favorites. I like the themes across the record. I mean, I don't want to say that because a lot of this seems to be like about dying and about like a car crash, but I do like the themes. I think I just want to continue listening for now because I really don't know what to think that much yet. I'm like super confused still, so let's just keep listening and we'll see what we come up with. It is really hot in my room, which is sort of adding to it as well. I feel like I'm getting the total package here with this album. Big Jesus Trash Can. What an interesting title. Back to loud. It's happening again.
Jesus, soulmate trash. That's some fucking rotten business.
It's just like completely off-sounding jazz or something. Ooh. I'm too tired for this.
Big Jesus, oil king down in Texas. Roll like Daddy's Mink. Roll under those singing stars of Texas. Roll under those
Ooh, change up, cool.
singing stars of Texas.
Yes, yes, yes. Wow. How do you not lose your voice, Nick? Snorting. I love that. That was great. Kiss Me Black. Where am I even at in lyrics? How have I already lost my spot?
Come on and kiss me black.
I liked the ending, but that's all I liked about it was the ending, so I think overall that song was like my least favorite so far. It felt like a little too everywhere for me. I like this bass a lot. I really liked the bass on that a lot. The production's not very good, but you sort of just turn up loud and that's alright, I think. Cool, I like the sound of it. There's something about doing this in like a deranged state in the heat of Australian summer. So much. I want this song to get loud. So I like the rhythm. Yes, drums. Ooh. Please. really love how raw it feels. Like, the production's like really bad. I liked that one. That's great. I liked that one a lot. Yeah, okay, so I had a bit of a lull moment with this album just then. I would say that Kiss Me Black is like my least favorite song on the record. Kewpie Doll rocks. Kewpie Doll's the best. Yeah, I feel like Kiss Me Black was a bit of a mess. I just feel like it was so everywhere. Like, I couldn't put my finger on this song. I just couldn't understand what it was trying to do. It just sounded a little incoherent, unfortunately. I think that's the only song on the album that I don't really like. Sensing that this album is literally just about like a car crash or something. Driving involved, a lot of death involved, a lot of like anger and like just blood, and I keep getting images of like car crashes. Album's called Junkyard, so I'm thinking of like a bent up old car from a car crash. So yeah, I've got 3 more songs left on this album, so let's just give those a listen real quick. I got Junkyard Dead Joe's second version, and I love Dead Joe the first version, so hopefully that's good. And then Release the Bats, which is the most famous song on the album. That one has the most plays by far, so we'll see what we think of the rest of this album. Junkyard, so this is the title track as well.
I am the king. I am the king.
King of what? Okay, you are. The bass is really good on this album. I really like it. It's got a lot of groove to it. Yeah, I love the repetition of lines. Yes. What cool guitar. Oh, it disappeared. Favorite part. I feel like I want this song to go somewhere else though. For me to be really sold on it. I like it so far though. As long as it's a good bass line, I really don't mind. It can stay. Ooh, yes! My favorite part. That's my favorite part. We combined it. Yeah. A really slow song, but super noisy. I liked it. We're back to Joe, our old mate. Our old mate Joe. Woo! I wonder if it changes out. What in the... love raps. I mean, it's the same song over again, really. It's not that much different. But I liked it. I liked the song. I love his performance when he goes high like that. Like how the drums come in and out. What? Oh, that's such a weird end. What? I don't even know what to think of that last track. Purple pen's still coming out because I broke my pink one. But I don't know what to rate that one. I might need to like re-listen for a second. I think I give it a half actually. I don't really like the last track. I thought I would because it's the most famous track on the album. But I think I'm forcing myself to like it. It's just hard because like Dead Joe's second version has like 61,000 plays. And then this one has 2 million. It just makes me feel like, oh, I should like Release the Bats more. Ow. It just makes me feel like, oh, I should like Release the Bats more because everybody else likes it. But honestly, I think I like Dead Joe's second version more. That's where we're at. R.I.P. Dead Joe. I loved the album. That's hard to say. That's weird to say. I didn't know I would love it this much going into it. I was really apprehensive. Just wanted to give it a shot, hope for the best, but don't expect much. Really, really cool. I get what my dad and my dad's friend are talking about. There really is some merit to this. Some good old 80s post-punk Australian music. Really cool. There's only one song I didn't like on the album, which was Kiss Me Black. Just a little bit ridiculous, that song. Just like... it felt over the top. It felt like it didn't know what it was doing. But the rest of the album felt like it knew what it was doing. It knew what it was. The rest of the album felt really cohesive. I saw substance and I saw value in like all the tracks. I think my favorites are Kewpie Doll? No, Kewpie Doll? Yeah, Kewpie Doll, Blast Off, and She's Hit. And I really liked Dim Locator as well. I really loved Nick Cave's performance across this whole entire album. I knew I would because Nick Cave is one of my favorite performers, one of my favorite singers of all time. I love how he's so low in register in some parts and just really got that grit, and then sometimes he just goes really high and just shrieks stuff. It's like just so cool. I love his range on the record. The bass was actually such a kicker. Like I didn't realize the bass would be so strong. Not like it was over the top, but it just did its part, I think. Like there was a lot of bass lines that really made tracks for me. It just kept the songs going in a nice groove, and then the drums weren't constantly on display like the bass was, but would come in and out, and when the drums were in, they were in. I honestly think the drums were the signifying factor between me loving songs or not loving them. I feel like the guitar could have done more. I honestly kept asking for more in my head from the guitar. I just wanted more from it, but that's okay. I think like I still liked it. I don't want to say the guitar was bad. It might just be like the metal music that I sometimes listen to, the guitar just being so good. I just listened to Richie Blackmore, I just listened to Deep Purple, so it's really hard to compare. The guitar definitely didn't ruin anything for me either. So yeah, I think that's overall my thoughts. I loved this record so much. 73.1. That album, like, this is not like a critically acclaimed album or anything. This is probably one of the least popular albums I've reacted to so far, and I really enjoyed it. There you go. Yeah, had such a great time with this record. I hope you did too. The other thing to note is I gave the first Dead Joe like just a 0.5 out of 1, but I gave Dead Joe's second version a 1 out of 1. Like I liked that song a lot more, and I think it's because the second version it's like a lot more drum heavy, while the first Dead Joe a little bit more guitar heavy, and I just think I preferred the drums. I preferred the echo and the atmosphere on Dead Joe's second version. So just wanted to let you guys guys know. In case you're wondering why I would give Dead Joe not a heart, but give Dead Joe's second version a heart, that's why. That's my thoughts on this record. I will see you next week for another album reaction. Goodbye.